if you feel like you're unseen, if you feel like you are not relatable, you cannot connect, you just like to live in your own bubble. Hi guys, welcome back to the Introvert Entrepreneur channel. If you know me in real life, you might not think that I'm an introvert, but deep inside I am 100% introvert. Yes, you might see me in events, talking on the stage, doing a lot of things, but deep inside, I am an introvert for 100%. So, as an introvert, there are a lot of things that we might face since we are a kid or since we are a child. We always see other people, or me at least, I always see people like other kids who are more outspoken, who are out there. They get more adult like them. They get more opportunities. They get to hurt so much more than being an introvert kids. And when I was really young, I do face a lot of problems or difficulty or struggles on explaining myself or speaking myself out there. And I remember when in class, happening in class, if I was in class and if I want to speak up for some things that I don't know, I don't ever raise up my hand. I don't ever ask questions. I think it's also because of the environments that I was being set. I will feel that, am I asking a stupid questions? Is my question smart enough for me to ask in the public? What if I asked the questions but I couldn't actually really present the questions? So these are the struggles that was happening in my mind, that my mind will speak so much more to not make me want to actually do the actions. Could you imagine, like, when you're being set in a situations like, okay guys, 5 more minutes, we're gonna take the last one question. I deep inside, I really want to get engaged, but I wouldn't raise my hands up because there will be a lot of thoughts coming in. What if your question is not smart enough? Your question is stupid. Like, what if they don't understand your questions? Your questions is not that important. So there's a lot of this kind of thoughts keep coming into my mind that stop me from doing things like having a good conversations or getting to know more about something, because I realized that this not only happens in just such small events, but also if something that is just tiny like this small, I couldn't do it, it just lead me to the bigger problems or the bigger opportunities that's coming my way. So I realized that sometimes if I don't speak up, I might not grab the opportunities. If I don't show out myself, I might not get the relationships that I want, and I might not create the opportunities that I want. So these are some of the things that was happening to me as an introvert. And today I want to let you know that if you're out there, you're introvert, you're not speaking up, you're not alone. If you feel like you're unseen, if you feel like you are not relatable, you cannot connect, you just like to live in your own bubble, you are not alone. I am, in fact, until today, I am an introvert. In our introvert world, we have phases that we are okay to go out there to social, but most of the time I realize that when I go out there to socials, sometimes I just don't feel like I blend in. So I remember when I want to explore different industry, I need to go get out there. I need to talk to people. I need to know people language. So then I could actually know what they are thinking, and I could actually start my business or start something in that industry. I used to care so much about other people's opinions. I literally would be posting photos or videos and think about what people's gonna say about these videos or what people's gonna think about these videos. But throughout the years that I've learned, I have grown some of my social media for the business. When I have a bigger goals, I tend to mute or mute other people's voices. I remember that when I was creating TikTok, I would start having these thoughts in my mind was like, people might think that, oh, her videos looks like creepy, nobody wants to watch her videos, there's no likes, there's no comments, she's not even an influencer. I would have all these thoughts coming into my mind, but back then, I really need to make my business work. I really need to go out there to speak about my business. When I put my goal becomes so big that other voices kind of muted, I am more tend to have the drive to keep on doing and keep on pushing. Then I hit my result. So in fact, that a lot of time people voices come into our mind is because we don't have a bigger goal. If the goal is big enough for us to mute or for us to ignore some of the voices that's unnecessary, we could go more on a clearer path. We can go more on the way that where God leads us to do. I'm not saying that, ignore people advice. I'm saying that if those kind of advice I'm saying that if those kind of voices make you feel like you are small, you are unworthy, you are unseen, you feel embarrassed, if this kind of voice coming into your heart or your mind to make you not want to wake up tomorrow to do your work, I think you need to read about what you are putting into your body. Sometimes when all these voices and thoughts coming into your body, it's not only that it is coming in your body as a words. It comes in to affect your behavior and yourself, that you don't even want to wake up to work tomorrow. You don't even want to show up in videos tomorrow. So I think just because we are introvert, we are more sensitive on what other people say, but also we could use it in a better way, like creating a product that actually make people feel seen, make people feel heard. We just need to differentiate that, and we just need to use whatever that was kind of bothering us at the same time that we could benefit from it. We could get some advantage from it. We could utilize it to make us different from other people. When people don't see that as a problem, but if we see that as a problem, we could definitely switch the whole narrative to make it a whole different way of the result. That's basically what happened in my life. My weakest points is where the place or where the areas that God can work the most out of it. So I think in terms of being sensitive, also feel like you're not being heard, these kind of thoughts, we need to split them out. Just like I recently discovered this method was really good, is that just write down all your negative thoughts and write down the truth or the positive thought or the way that you want to switch this thought when there are words coming in nobody likes you, nobody want to watch your videos, you catch that word, switch the narrative, change it to a different result. People want to watch your things. People want to feel related. There are people out there want to watch your videos and want to be related and want to listen to your story. So I think in that way, we could just save a lot of time on people that is not really giving us any benefits or growing. Yeah. And also and also one of the things that just come into my mind is that I really want to share that being an introvert, sometimes we are being misunderstood in the public because we look like we are not interested, we look like we are too quiet, we are like, for me, people think that I'm too cool, I have a poker face, I am not approachable in some way. So people tend to have this approach to see what is in front of them and directly put us into their judgment and not trying to know you or not trying to understand you. It makes me, most of the time, or like people who are the same like me, most of the time we are alone in a setting of social or in a setting of groups. We are always alone. You know, like sometimes I feel like left out. I have a lot of this kind of thoughts that will come into my mind, that I have a lot of this kind of thoughts that people would just think that she just don't like me, probably she's really just cool, she's just arrogant. But deep inside, it's just that I don't know how to express, I don't know how to show up that I'm like, hey, I'm here. I don't think I'm that kind of person most of the time. So but which is fine, we have more deeper relationship when we know the persons. We can feel more related, we can feel more depth, we have more meaningful connections. That's what really matters. And a lot of times that I really appreciate that sometimes I'm alone. I give more opportunities for myself to explore. I don't stay in a social settings that social pressures. I have my own independent thinking. But also, of course, sometimes we do need friends. Sometimes we do need to have a company. We desire a company too. But also, no matter how deep inside that we are craving for that, I believe that a lot of time, we could just doing things that we like to fulfill that. So now, how I actually make things work is that I remember when I was young and I was like miserable, when I don't know what I'm doing. What I could actually do is just do the small step in front of me. It's like just that simple. It's like doing what's in your hand. It takes time and it takes patience, but it will bring you a long way. You are slow, but at the same time that you are the fastest. Could you imagine that? Sometimes that I remember when I start doing things like really literally small things like putting my bed sheet together, recordings my financial, recordings what my spending is, be more organized. Just doing small things that could actually push you to something else bigger. So I think creating small wins is really important. When I was walking on this Great Wall of China, it's just like the steps. It's just so near to you, and you need to like take your energies like hiking. You need to like walk up the stairs. Everything that you see is the stairs. But once you get up there, you see the whole tremendous picture of the Great Wall of China. It's amazing, right? So when you're walking that small steps, you only see that stairs right in front of you. Your brain is like, oh my god, that's so tiring. I need to get up there. I need to go another step again. When am I gonna reach that? But once you reach that, it's a whole picture of the whole wall. It's what you have been through. Your life is just like that. It's beautiful. Yes, so it's beautiful. And also, I think that using content to express myself is also a way. I realize that as introverts, we do have a lot of thoughts in our mind, but in just some way that we can export these thoughts in a more creative forms. I love fashions. I love pretty things. Every time when I have a photo shoot, I just like the small little details. I like how it looks like. I like how the pictures come out. I like that the team. I like to putting things, pretty pictures together. I like to do all these things. That is a form of expressions that I might not be able to speak it out in front of people. I might not be able to speak it out, but I could use a different form of way to show up my thoughts in my work. So that is the one of the most amazing thing being an entrepreneur, is that you are able to put your things out there in the most creative form. You could do that in a lot of ways. Writing a book, painting, or like me, doing a business. Photo shoots is my favorite. Creating beautiful packaging is my favorite. So all these things, it makes me lights up, makes me feels like I'm alive. Every day when I wake up, I feel like I'm alive. My passion is alive. I feel alive. So also, the next thing is that choose people that is surrounded around you that relates or match your energy. Basically, choose people that you like to be around with. When you're being around with people that make you feel bitter, make you question about yourself, make you feel embarrassed, always judging you or giving you advice. There are people out there, they look like they are your friends, but they always judge you in some sort of way. So you need to realize all this. Put yourself in a healthy environment, healthy connections, healthy relationships. I remember we used to have this big group of friends that they are toxic. They basically likes to talk about this person back. And I realized that when I was young, I feel like left out because I just don't want to be part of the conversations, or I do not want to support the conversations. I literally feel left out because they don't include me anymore. I feel really sad. I feel like I'm not included in the group. But until today, I'm really grateful that I'm out of that group. I'm out of that group of friends because from the beginning, if you sense that they are already red flags in someone's, people saying things about other people's, putting a lot too much energy on like other people's life than lifting each other life up, I do think that is the biggest problems. You want to always surround yourself with people that empowers you, that support you, that give you the energy. They might not help you physically get you sales. They might not physically help you to connect with whoever, but their support that will lift your courage up and put you up there. Together, you guys could go up there and be great at whatever you are meant to be. So I really think that putting yourself in even a small circles, even 2 friends or even 1 friend, one-on-one, it's fine. We don't need the quantity, we need the quality. So I think these are the few things that I've learned and as an introvert entrepreneur. And I'm proud to be the introvert entrepreneur. I'm proud to be who I am, and know that these are my weaknesses, but also I could use them as my strength. So this is today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If that speaks right into your heart, please comment. I am happy to connect with every one of you, and I want to see your story and I want to hear your story too. Bye.